Waiting for schedule to change to. There we are, live. Here we are. We are now live. So we are the Mad Scientists. I'm Mad Frankie. This is Violet Igor over here. And together we make the Mad Scientists.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Liz. Hi, Trish. Hi, Lydia. Who else? Liz, Trish, Lydia. Okay, we're good. Hi, everyone.
And hi, Violet.
Hi, Fran.
Howdy doody. Well, I've got a few things to talk about today. Nothing huge, but we're getting on with things. I'm not going to do any more doodling because it's just sending people to sleep. So that's not the best idea. But I have got some adjustments I made. Let me see if I've got a darker bit of paper, which I have, and I'll slide it under here. This is the adjusted elementals, and we've got here the sower, the fire elemental, the water elemental, and the reaper. So the sower, the reaper, the sower, water, and fire. I haven't yet got around to doing some of the others yet.
Hi, Anne. Hi, Tracy.
In plan. I was just showing Violet the messy bit from the plague doctor. I was only just starting on just doing this cleanup around here, and that's worked quite well. But I need to do more and do some attaching and things. So I'll get on with that, and we'll hopefully have something next time. And I've also got the outside piece of this, which has some of the other details in, and I put it on this bigger plate so you can see it.
Yeah.
And that's, you can't quite see all of it. Sorry, hang on. There we go. That's a bit better. So we've got the reaper here with the stuff he's reaping, and his sword, and there's the water carrier, the water goddess or elemental, water elemental, fire elemental, and the sower, which always seems to be a bit cockeyed. Better. There we are. So I thought we could have a play with those and see what happens. And I've also got this little quarter plate, and I've got this little 3 by something. Is it a 3 by 5?
That's what it looks like.
Let's see what it is. It's a 3 by 5. Yes, it is. It's a 3 by 5. So we can use those and try some of the inks on them and see if we can do anything in the gel plate with the inks. Just to see, it probably won't work because they're so liquid that they're likely to flow underneath stencils and not produce a very good result. But they might be fine just on the gel plate without any stencils. So we'll see. But they do take such a long time to dry. That's the thing.
Hi, Paula.
Hi, Paula. Hi, Anne. Hi, Evie. And I'm not convinced that... what was I saying?
Dry. They take so long to dry.
Yeah, and I'm not convinced that you could then put another layer of ink down to pull them. You'd have to put something else down to pull them with.
Yeah.
I don't think they work in quite the same way as paints do. They seem to have they seem to vary between not dry and dry. There doesn't seem to be an intermediate bit where they're a little bit dry and you can put your stuff down and pull it. But every time you're going to put something flat on them, they're so liquid, they're going to go squidge.
They're going to squish. Yeah, you're going to get blots again. Yeah.
So we'll have a try, but that's what I think. So before we try with this, there's another thing I wanted to show you.
Did I say hi, Evie? Hi, Evie. Fran, Paula wants to know, how are you feeling, Fran?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. I still got this horrible cough that goes mad on me, and I'm sorry about that. I do my best, but there's not a lot I can do about it. I can mute so that I can cough to myself. But that's about the best I can offer.
Okay.
Now, this,
I love Georgette Heyer, by the way. I happen to love her.
she is one of my favorite authors as well. I've been reading her for years.
Yep.
Which means I've been reading and rereading and rereading for years. But this one has some different things in it.
Yeah.
This is the early Georgette Heyer collection. And it seems that when she became a bit more established and knew what she was doing, she suppressed some of her early novels. And one of them was The Great Rock Scythe. One was Instead of the Thorn, and another was a proposal to Sicily. There are a couple of others, like Baron Corn, which I've got over there in a very old copy. But the Black Moth, I've got that, and I don't think that was suppressed so much as being just an early one. And then The Transformation of Philip Jetton was called something else when I read it, when I had it, and I cannot remember what it was called. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's got a quite different name. But I think it's possible that The Transformation of Philip Jetton was rewritten somewhat and then released as this other one. Possibly. I don't know. Not sure. But, you know, you can imagine me going, oh, and I haven't read The Black Moth for ages, so I've started reading that. So we've got that.
Hi, Liz. Hi, Uda.
Where did I put it? Here
Now
it is.
you've got me on a search for that.
Oh, good. You can remind me what it was called.
Yep, so far I'm not finding it, so it's probably not in ebook form as yet.
Oh no, it'll be an ordinary book, yeah. Book of Earth. This is a beautiful book. It's really beautiful inside. It's by Heidi Gustafson, who lives in the Pacific Northwest. That was it. I don't know where that is, but she lives in the Pacific Northwest. You may know.
Yep, that's over by Sharon.
All right.
Sharon.
So look at
my father-in-law and other. I'm not sure who else. Kathy Whitney lives over that way.
I meant that one.
I think it's a beautiful book so far. I didn't realize it was a hardcover, though.
Yes, a hardcover. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at those rocks. That reminds me of Oman, actually. Lovely different things she's collected and turned into powders. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. Ooh, ooh. Wonderful. And then there's pages like this. And then it tells you what they all are. And like this, again, tells you what they are.
Paula says powder and patch under her pen name Stella Martin. You know what, Paula? I would tell you.
Powder and patch. That's the one I've got. And you might have had it under a pen name, but I got it under Georgette Heyer. Powder and patch. Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes the American, you get different names there too. Isn't that lovely? Lovely. Vulture mud. Vulture mud.
And you look at that and then you go, okay, back to that other page. How can I reproduce that on a gel plate?
Yeah, exactly.
The other one. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the colors.
Yeah. Wonderful. You'd have to have a quite liquid red iron oxide or an orange or something and get it to move about on the plate and then pull it with a matte medium or something.
Oh, I just realized that's two separate pictures.
Two separate ones. I don't know why. Does it say? No, she never seems to say what the pictures are about, which is really frustrating. So there you go. Lovely book anyway. Just lovely. I mean, so many beautiful, beautiful pictures in here. Look at that. Powders in tubes. Powders in little boxes.
Oh, Uda's over. Oh, Uda's over in the Pacific Northwest area. She's in British Columbia, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Look at that. Powdered paints in just about any orifice, anything that will hold stuff that you can find. I couldn't do that. I'd have to put them into jars because if I did that, I'd only have to breathe and they'd all go everywhere. I'd just move slightly and boom, I'd drop some. No, I'd have to be a bit more careful than that. They look great though.
Yeah.
I wish she'd say what the heck that is. I think it's a dead something, but
Yep,
she
it
doesn't.
looks like a dead possum, but roadkill.
Fauna, creatures, marrow, blood of freshly killed eland, auroch, equid, saiga, antelope, reindeer, horned animals, dried cattle heart. Yeah, I'm not so sure about those, you know. I don't think I'll be going out and butchering an eland anytime soon.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Weird, some of them. Just odd. But
there's-
it's interesting.
Like there's some good info in there for you.
Yeah, I was talking about binders here, like, does it say what any of them are? No, it doesn't say. It just says binders and then doesn't tell you anything about them. Waters. I wish it was a bit more explanatory, but it is really a beautiful, beautiful book. One feels the urge to rip this out and use it in a collage. Or that in a collage. Yeah, I could. Well, anyway, we'll see. See what happens. The other thing I also got was another one of Rebecca Desnos' books, which are somewhat more informative. And it's called Plants Are Magic, but it seems this is volume 4. I couldn't find any other volumes, but just inside it says catch up on volumes 1 to 3 by downloading the digital magazines here. So I went there and I couldn't see them. So I've sent her an email. Hopefully she's still there. And hopefully she replies and says how to get in touch with it. It may be that these are quite old books and she's no longer around. I don't know. When you get books that you've not heard of before and get into something you've not done before, you never know. But it's quite interesting, this one. It's got stuff about making using edible flowers in cooking. Petal paint. Now that I'm interested in. So you get flowers, fresh or dried, a few little bowls, do not use for food again afterwards, or little jars with lids, helpful when travelling. Got that? A stick, lemon juice, bicarbonate of soda, paintbrushes, paper for painting, optional, sieve, and plant palette. Could do with a plant palette. I've got everything else. Even got lemon juice. I've even got lime juice. So yeah, so she's got African violet and lemon, African violet and baking soda. And look at the different colours you get with one plant, but just adjusting it with baking soda or lemon. Interesting. Coreopsis and lemon, coreopsis and baking powder. And again, look at the range you get. Red marigold isn't red at all. It's a green, but greens are rare. They're difficult to get. Not so easy. So that's lovely, that. Wow, I must have a go with African violet. I haven't got the African violets. Well, I'll have to go to the garden centre, won't I?
That's what
I've just been planting a load of bulbs. I've run out of pots. I need some more pots anyway. So let us get on and do something. So we'll do something with this because I've got it here. Let me remove my notebook and the scraggy little bit of the plague doctor.
We're going to go to a garden, a Rotary Garden tomorrow.
To a Rotary Garden?
Well, it's called a Rotary Garden because the Rotary Garden maintains it, but it's a very large, beautiful garden area it's a little less than an hour south of us. So
just before I go on, I'll mention I've now got some clove oil, which I think might be a little better than using using cloves.
Yeah.
You know, got me some test paper, so I said that was a good idea.
Yes. Hi, Mariah.
we'll have a little go with them. But first we'll do this with paints so we know what's what. I think we'll have a go with quinacridone magenta because I haven't played with that one for ages. Put those out of the way and put that one down as well because we'll play with that in a minute. Right. Big plate, so fair bit. Says me, hopeful. I probably need a bigger one than that. Is that the soft one? That's not the soft one. That is the soft one. There we go. Let's have a go. See, this is the one that I cleaned and conditioned. You can see what a difference it makes. Lush.
Ooh, headphones.
Oh, headphones. Sorry. I will put headphones on. There was me enjoying myself, and you had to go and say headphones. Headphones. Plug it in. Headphones. There we go. Ew. Let's have a piece of doodah. A bigger piece of that. Let's just use a piece of this to pull this off because it won't be anything in particular. There we go. But quite nice clear prints, look. That's not too bad at all, is it? You can see the Reaper quite easily. Not bad, not bad. Let's get a bit of this out. I'm going to do quite a few. I'll try a long haul with this one. Well, longish anyway. That on the floor. I think we'll try a bit of Titan green pale, maybe. Yes, I think so. I'll have that down there ready. Titan green pale. Why not? Oh, not used it for a while, so.
That's one of my favorite colors on the plate.
I quite like it with another color.
Mm-hmm. But I like it as a pull color.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nothing there. Right, with some sepia. Don't think I've tried that. I was looking for the thingy. Payne's Grey. It's over there actually. Now that I stopped searching, I can find it. Isn't that great? The moment you stop searching, you can see it.
It's right there in front of your face.
Yep, it is. Yeah. Nice big sheet. Get the raindrops.
okay. Well, I had to mute because he got a call, but it turned out to be a junk call, so no biggie.
Well, there we are. Not bad. I quite like that mix.
It's pink.
Not too bad at all.
It's pink.
Well, it's supposed to be magenta, but it went a bit fadey, didn't it? But I do like the mottling down here from the selling.
Selling, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Lynn, you know what? I took it literal. I actually looked up, like, how can you tell? But yeah, I know what you mean now.
How could you tell what?
Wow, look at the ceiling. And so I looked up. I had a moment. I'm over it. I get it now. Oh, Mariah's on her way to the post office. You know what that means.
No? Oh, she's posting stuff off to people.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
Deliveries
They
are
will love
lovely. We love hearing that.
I think it's enough for a small one on that side. But in the meantime, that one isn't too bad at all. So we'll put that down on the floor because I've locked the doggy out. Poor little boy. Oh, that landed quite nicely. Good, good. So what shall I do now?
So
I think I want to be a bit darker.
These are brand new stencils, so they've not been conditioned yet. So they're down there now being conditioned, right?
Yep.
Yep. Oh, wrong way, Feldman. Got a little bitty of a trinket there.
Yeah, well, a mess, basically. Let me give it another shake. I'm going to put some more of the magenta on because I think that will go quite nice with this.
Yeah. Mariah says like that color combo. I think it was the other one she liked.
Yes, it wasn't too bad. It was sort of towards the earthy idea. I haven't done the earth elemental yet, though. You party time.
I've got the hiccups.
Oh dear. Hold your breath.
Yeah.
Pop a key down your back.
No. I've been getting the hiccups lately. I don't know why.
I think it's summer. Summer is a coming.
Well,
it gives you hiccups.
It happens when I'm laying in bed trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I've actually woken up in the middle of the night with hiccups.
Oh gosh, I've not done that.
Oh, I have. Yeah.
Wow. You is peculiar.
Well, thank you very much. It's nice to be recognized. Lynn wants to know, are those all high flow paints that you're using?
Yes. If you want me to try some other paints, I can. I'm quite happy to oblige.
Nah, Paula. If I control my breathing and watch how I breathe, they usually go away. Holding my breath and all that just makes me dizzy, and we've got enough of that. Wow, that's vibrant. That is like, wow. I like it.
It's a bit on the fierce side, that one.
Yeah, I like it.
I think that's the other. That's not big enough for any of the plates I've got, except for the very, very tiny ones.
Very wet.
But that'll do for the other plate. I'll just chop this off because you never know when you might need an extra bit of paper, especially the wet carnival tissue, which is so good at doing its little job.
Is Julie here? Oh, there's Julie. Hi, Julie. I'm sorry. You popped in and I missed seeing you. There you go.
Remind me when I get to do the last pull on this one that I would like to use a better paper, like a watercolor paper or something. That's what I'm thinking.
On this one particularly?
Well, this one to start with. Now, you want me to use some heavy body paints or fluid paints? I got fluid.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Let's see what it does, especially with a brand new clean plate. Well, not brand new, but cleaned up plate, seasoned plate.
Yeah. Newly conditioned, yes.
Hi, Bethy.
And just to mix it up a bit, let's try some of this open water as well. That's a deco art. Shake it a bit more just to be sure.
And before I forget, everyone that's in the U.S., happy Friday, and I hope you all have a safe and gentle Memorial Day weekend. If you're traveling, be safe, be careful. This is the busiest, almost the busiest time for travelers.
Wow.
So if you're out there traveling this weekend, be safe, be alert.
That's a nice mix, that. I'm liking that.
I'm liking that. Yeah, Tracy, we're going about 40 minutes south to a garden tomorrow, and I will get pictures. We're going to play.
That's going to be smudgy under there. I can tell.
Because it's so thin?
Because it's bending up. For some reason, the stencil has decided to bend up. So it's not in contact with the plate, you see.
Yeah. Oh, good. Tommy's going to be there this weekend. Oh, good. Have fun, Evie. Maybe we'll catch up with you because we all have Monday off.
That's about all that Ian does have off Monday.
Yeah.
He's at work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's because it's the What's It weekend and because, of course, Chris wanted to be with his kids.
It's the stencil, Devin, Yolanda is from. It's made out of words are hard.
Tyvek.
Tyvek.
But the ones from P&M Artist Studio are Yupo.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're a bit thicker as well. Got a bit more strength to them to the Tyvek I'm using because I can't get anything any stronger. And I can't get Yupo in the same way that they can. I can get little sheets, but they're so expensive.
Right.
So
that's why Fran uses Tyvek, which is
it's the best alternative I could find.
Post office in the U.S., but it's thicker than that. It's a little bit more dense than that because I've researched it.
Oh, what density is the one on the envelopes then?
Oh, I don't remember.
75? 55?
It's more like 50, and the one you purchase is more like 102 or something like that. Didn't we say?
This is 105.
Yeah, I can get that.
Can only get
that, but I have to purchase a large roll.
Yeah. I can get 105. 105, 75, and 55.
Yeah,
those are the ones I can get.
Because I have it here. The one I have is probably the 50 or 55. It's quite thin. I could probably tear it with my hand if I were younger and stronger. So it really, I mean, I tried to make stencils with it, and they really didn't turn out.
Yeah, they were a bit too thin, weren't they? Too flimsy.
Too I love this. There
you go. That's not bad.
That's not bad. This is a oceanic look.
Yeah. So it looks like the water elemental has taken over.
Paula, send her a message about that.
Right.
And I do
What
have
next?
purchased some graphics, which is the plastic sheets. So I do have some graphics that I make stencils out of. But I promise you, they're okay, but they still don't hold up as well as the Yupo or
Well,
that Fran does with Tyvek.
I'm not getting a great definition here, and there's another bit here where I'm not getting great definition because the stencil is lifting up just here and here. So I'm going to pack this one in, take these off, and pull it with something. Put it aside to pull with something.
And can I just say, Fran, keep in mind again, these are brand new stencils. They've not been conditioned.
Yep.
So that might
That's
be.
That's why I'm going to print them the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to write the other way up in a sec.
Yep.
on another plate. So I'll put that one down.
Okay.
And I'm not going to heat it. I'm just going to get another plate. Oh, and take my headphones off before I strangle myself.
I have, Lynn. I've cut them from acetate. And if you don't have a good blade, do you guys pay attention when Mariah says and P say there's two sides to the Yupo to their stencils? There is a smooth side, and then there's the side where the blade went through and it pushed a little bit of the Yupo, so you can feel it. You know that's the upside. And if I use acetate, I get that sort of a cut. Maybe I need a new blade. In fact, I have a new blade, so I know it's not that. I think it's just the acetate. It's the nut behind the wheel. But I get that particular difference where when the blade goes in, it pushes the material through and then does the cutting. So there's a little bit of a lip. And with the acetate, it just seemed like the lip was a little more prominent than compared to what Mariah gets on the Yupo. So I didn't feel comfortable in case I put it down on my plate wrong and cut into my gel plate. Transparent. What color? I missed the color. I know it's purple.
Oriental violet.
Okey-doke.
Yummy. And it's a Papaya Studio Acrylics.
I've also used, I have a stack of file folders from when Russ was in an office. So I have these file folders, manila file folders, if y'all know what I'm talking about. And I've used those to make stencils, and those are fine. They work great, but they are not long lasting. I've used the sheets like Lynn was talking about, the acetate sheets that are bookbinder dividers or whatever. You can get the colored Ziploc or zippered school bags for pencils or papers or whatever, and so you get two pieces, front and back. And I've used that, again, thin. I've not found anything that works as well as the Yupo, that I'm as happy with as the Yupo. And like I said, I could get the Tyvek, but I have to buy like a $50, $60 roll of it. And I simply don't make or use as many stencils as Fran to justify the cost.
So I'm going to take this one off with a bit of this. So this is on a new plate, a brand new plate.
Yep.
Finally, the Perspex sheet to back it arrived the other day.
And hi, SE.
So these are the inner parts from the mask stencils. Now these are the, well, I don't know whether these are stencils or masks, but they're the opposite. Okay, they're the opposite.
I would call these masks.
Would you? I don't know. I've lost the wheels.
Back and forth. I leave it to Mariah. Let Mariah label them. Oh, I like that.
That's not bad. I like that.
I like that.
We're going to get something really nice and exciting, I think, when we pull these off. I think we might. Yes. Yes. Well, I'm going to
Liz, I
chop
may
that.
have tried Mylar. It seems familiar to me, but again, like I said, the thing that I've come up with for me is either the Yupo, which I let Mariah cut it. I'll get it from Mariah, or temporary cuts like with file folders or cardstock or something like that, which masks, thank you, which I know won't last, but they serve the purpose at the time.
Well, I've used Mylar, and it's great, but it's expensive.
Yeah,
I
there's
found,
that.
mind
I
you, I was
think
not poorer then. So it may be that I had already moved on to Tyvek
yep.
after using that, and I've also used um, overhead projector film, which was brilliant, but you couldn't see it. So
Yeah,
until you got some ink on it, you didn't know
yeah,
what was happening.
that's the
So
essence
I
I'm thinking of.
the
Yeah.
coloured or white ones. Yeah, and Mylar is like a sort of very pale grey, and this is white, the Tyvek, so you can see it when you're putting it down,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see it if you want to line something up. So if you need to do that. Okay, so I'm using Pabeo Studio acrylics there on the last one. What else?
That says it looks like they are walking through a misty weather. I agree.
I'm going to try this gold Imit because I haven't used it for some time, and it would be nice to know if it's as bad as it sounds or if it's any good. Oh, I'm going to have to take these nasty little rings off that don't seem to want to come off in one whole piece, so that's not a good bit to start with, is it? Okay.
There we go.
Got it everywhere.
Yeah, Yolande, you could use the file folders. I use them. They're as well as cardstock. They work as well as cardstock. And again, they don't last long. I get a couple uses out of, but then they're soggy and wet, and they start separating the layers.
Can you not? Can you not let them sit and dry and then use them again once they're dry?
I think I did do that, and there's still a point where
Oh,
as you get them wet, they're layers of paper, of fibers, and so they start separating and bits get left
yeah.
on the plate or it starts pulling apart. So, and it's okay. Like I said, these were given to me. He had them in an office setting or whatever, and he was going to toss them, and I'm like, oh no, nope, nope, nope. So they
I've got
didn't
a piece
cost
of
me anything
Let me use that. That's Deli paper.
different.
It's quite good for pulling the Deli paper, I find. It's got some strength to it. I'm going to need to pull it again. That's quite thick, that.
Yes,
That's Dalarowny, that one. You can't put it there.
you're probably better at preserving them than I am, Lynn. I thought about that, Beth, but I wasn't sure if that would interfere with a Mod Podge coating on the file would interfere with, or if anything would interfere with getting the impression that I wanted, the paint.
This is the second pull without putting any more paint on, so I just want to get more off.
Do you think you put quite a bit on?
Yes, I did. What a strange thing. That's rather nice. It's quite delicate.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've got some of the this from before, the iridescent green blue, and some of that purple as well, violet.
You know what? That would look nice in your botanical book.
Yeah, it would actually. Oh, that's a good idea. Thank you. Yeah. So what are we going to do now? Let's try something else.
They do, Yolande. Yolande says these remind her of folk tales. I bet Fran could come
Yeah,
up with an
that's
entire. Yep,
that's what I was thinking when I was making them.
yep.
I was thinking about the old stories. Yes,
Hi,
exactly.
Carla. I bet Fran could come up with an entire collection of characters.
Mhm. Well, you'd have to have the young prince, wouldn't you?
Well, if you say so.
And you could use the dragons that I've already made. They would go quite nicely with them.
Like where old fogies are okay too, right, honey? He didn't hear me.
Dear me.
His attention is on his new camera.
Of course.
Yeah, should be.
Yep. As it should be. So Evie wants to know, how tall are they in real life?
How tall or what?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm blah, blah, blah. How tall are the stencils in real life, or how tall is the
Not
sewer?
tall.
How tall is the character itself in real life? Because when you say in real life, I'm like, you mean
What do you mean?
real people, and they have a height that okay, Evie, we'll talk later. You might have too much medication. This is another one I think would look good in your botanical book. Let's see how it pulls. So let's just go with, how tall are they as in stencils?
Well, the fire one, you can see, is that tall. The sewer is that tall. And so are they. So how tall is that? Let's have a look with a measuring thing.
How tall is your plate?
That's a 8 by 10.
So they're about four inches or less.
4.5 inch tall, that one. 3 inches tall, that one. Well, maybe 3 and a bit when you count the puddle. And that one's 3.5. And that one's also 3.5. So between 3.5 and, counting from the top of the wand, fire, that's 4.5. So between 3.5 and 4.5. 4.5.
Is that the question you wanted, Evie?
That's pulled a lot off.
It's nice to have you here too, Yolande. We're glad. I like that. I think it would go in the botanicals well too.
I think it would, yeah.
It would be nice if you could do that, but lay them out so they're separated enough so you could have individual, like you could cut them out.
Yeah, what you could do, yeah.
You know, so you have space to cut them out individually and place them throughout the book.
Yeah, well, I can cut those out individually. I should probably like to mount them on a piece of paper like this first to make sure they've got some back to them, because that's only on carnival tissue. What do I do now? What do I do now? I want to keep on these older paints, not older, thicker paints. What about down here? Oh, yes, that's a good one. Phthalo turquoise. Yeah. That's a nicey.
Oh, yeah, that one's darker than I recall. Okay.
Yes, it is. That's the darker one.
Okay.
What else?
And then what else are we going to throw in there?
Yeah, what else am I going to throw in there? I think I'll throw in some Pabeo acrylic. And we'll have some silver, just because I feel like it. So spreading it over like that, I've got some, I've got a flying sword there, size, beg his pardon. So that's quite a lot of paint. Yes, so that's me. That's a lot of paint. Me does that a lot. I think I might have a go with some of this white paper, pull some of that off, and then try with the
Well, that's what we want, Beth. Beth says she loves how all the colors stick to the stencils. Yep, that's what we want. It makes the stencils friendlier.
Well, kind of, till they start popping up and trying to join in with the bit of paper. Well, it's not bad. Bit sort of squidgy, but it's not bad. We've got some left anyway. I might braille that over again, actually.
Kind of a London fog look to it.
Yes, it is a bit dense in places.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be quick.
Yep, gotta be quick. So we'll get a big sheet of
Hello,
this.
L&D. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, there's two there. Damn it. I know there's two. I can feel it. Come on, separate.
Oops, too late. Mystical. We like mystical and aquatic and botanical. You have the other plate too.
Yep.
The other new plate you need to get out and play with too.
Yep, I do. Yeah. Right, pull this one off. I think I need a bit more of that green, and I think I need something more like, have I got it in fluid acrylic? Yes, I have. I've put some green gold in with it, I think. So I quite like that one, though. Yeah, it's interesting.
I like it.
Put it down on the floor behind me. What's that fallen on the floor? Hang on a minute, something's fallen on the floor. Pick it up before it gets squashed. God, I can't reach. There we go. It's a big pot, you see. Oh, it's quinacridone nickel ago. Yes, okay. I think I want a bit of that. Amsterdam. Have a bit of Amsterdam. And I'd like a bit more of this with it. It's going to go muddy if I do that, though. Oh, well. There we go. I'll put it in places I haven't had it before.
Just
like that.
do if you can do more specific brayering rather than muddy, messy brayering, you know?
Well, I can try.
Yeah, you could try.
Get a smaller doodah.
That's where one of those smaller, really small brayers comes in handy.
Okay, really, really small brayers. That's going to be difficult to get at. We'll have to do without a really small brayer.
Get the other brayer for the other color. There you go. Then you don't get the mud. But then again, sometimes it isn't mud. Sometimes it's a beautiful blend.
Yeah, not always. But we'll see what happens with that. And then I'll get rid of most of that and go over the other one.
Well, this is different. I fell into a ring of fire.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. We've got rather a lot of the orange. Wonder if I can get some of that off. If I don't care about the scythe. I care about the scythe.
Hi, Brad. Brad is back.
There we go. We'll try that now. Now that's sitting down, I'm just going to cut it because otherwise it's going to go on my
You know what? I wish I could have taken a digital shot of that and then printed it out in small size, like the size of a playing card, because so far that's a really nice print. I love that color mix.
It's certainly unusual for me. It's not one I would normally have gone for. I'm just grabbing stuff and going, what'll happen?
I love that.
That's a bit fiery, isn't it?
Yes, I said I fell into a burning fire.
Someone has set fire to the grass. Isn't she?
I like it.
Fire lady has set fire to the grass. And no matter what the poor little water carrier does, she can't do a thing about it.
Yep, taking it out. Hot mess. Got that right, Betsy. Hot mess.
Cerulean blue hue. Cerulean blue hue.
So Mariah and Brad are out running errands, so they're both posting. They're both commenting over here. I wonder who's driving the car.
Is he?
No, Izzy should be in school.
Oh, he should still be in school. Okay.
Okay. All right. Brad's about to get back to driving. They're in between locations. Look at that blue. Holy cow. Just forget the color wheel. Just throw it out the window.
I pretty much have, haven't I?
Yep. Just line up your paints and
New background to those colors now.
Don't look, just grab a bottle and throw it down, and then don't make mud. Wow.
If you think it might make mud, try to just spray it in position, and then maybe it won't.
And or let it dry between colors.
Yeah, could do.
My goodness. That's a lot. That's a lot of blue. I mean, you've buried the plate.
But I'm getting a good build up. All these are just throwaways, really. I mean, they're the one we're waiting for is the very last one.
Yeah, which you said reminds you to use the watercolor paper when you get there.
Yeah.
So when you get there, so that not necessarily watercolor paper, but different
paper. That's why I thought watercolor.
Yeah.
Decent paper.
Wow.
That's looking nice now.
Yeah, it is.
This is a bit muddy. But it's not bad. It's only a pull off anyway.
It has potential. You almost lost it all. That's true.
Yeah, we got something. You'll be lucky if you only get one pull when you're doing a long haul that isn't up to much. Really lucky if you get that.
What do you think? I mean, you've got a very clean plate under there.
Yeah. I'm thinking that would be fun.
Yeah. Are we going to pull the card out?
I like the bits in there. Oh, I know what I meant to do. I meant to put some flames in her skirt.
Oh, you mean some cuts?
Yeah.
Like
some
that.
Flame cut. Yeah.
Oh, well. Back to the drawing board. That one needs
now, even though that's flooded underneath, and I've pulled it off now, it's still got some definition to it.
Yep.
On the side. So this is going to be quite interesting. That's got to go away for a dry, and we'll get the other plate. Hang on, got to take me head thing off again.
Okay. Hi, Colleen. Okay, while she goes over there, I'm going to sneak in real quick. Look what I've been doing. You know, I fell in love when P did the lupins. She was showing the lupin flowers. So I've been tatting just aimlessly. It's just rings and rings of loops. It's just loops and loops and loops. So I'm calling it my cluck of lupins. What do you think? Do you think that would look good on a postcard with one of P's beautiful prints behind it? I think so. I think I should stop too. I just keep going and going, but I think that's long enough. I love it. There you go. Okay, I'm good. Don't tell her.
Now, what I was thinking.
I think I showed you
What?
Wednesday too. I was working on this. Do your best. I've got a pillow I've made, and Carol McDonald from Canadian Artisan, she taught me a few things. So once I finish with this and get bored with doing the tatting, I'm going to pull my pillow out and do some bobbin lace. I need to send you happy mail, Bethy. I need to send you some tatting. I don't think I ever did I?
Right, that one. What else have we got that we might be able to do? That one's a doubler. I might not be able to do much with that one.
Okay, my
I'll
question
go with this.
is, you usually put paint down first.
Yeah, well, I could put paint down first, easily.
Especially since these are new.
Yeah. Ooh, got a print already. Okay.
I'll get you some happy mail, Beth. I'm getting really bad about getting stuff mailed, but I will get you some happy mail. I'll make you something. I always do. I thought of that, Lynn, but I kind of like it like this. And it can be laid out correctly. There you go. I like that. So I thought about stiffening it, but then I thought, well, we'll see. I kind of like the idea of leaving it loosey-goosey, and then it can just be laid down on a postcard or something like that as an addition that way, and it could be so much more 3D. I know, Beth. I'm honored. There you go.
2.
So these are so close together on this small plate. So obviously these are going to kind of overlap. It'll be kind of hard.
I reckon I'm only going to get 3 in with their innards because there just isn't room for that one as well. I've got to make this a little bit smaller so it will fit when you use both together. So I'll do that and I'll reattach some bits. Okay, so we've got that. Let's put some more Nicole's. I know we've got some down, but we'll put a bit more on. Just to intensify things. And then when we finish this plate, oops, which could be quite quick, we will go and...
Again, we said because they're still new.
Yeah, and so are the stencils. The plate is new and so is the stencils.
So are the stencils, yes. So you have to be gentle. You can't pound at it. Be nice to the...
Nope. Be nice to the stencil.
Yeah, be gentle.
Yes, it's not going to take long. That other one, the first one we did, the big plate, that's nearly ready to pull, that one. Or nearly ready to put the pull layer on. I want to have a little go with the inks just to see what happens.
Oh boy, yep, what, Brad? Brad says, oh boy, yep. And oh boy, yep, what? Because Brad's QC here. We need to know.
QC?
Quality control.
Oh.
Mariah said yes. I have no idea. See, was I supposed to be listening to you and reading chat and paying attention? Holy cow smokes. Oop, 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 oop. Oh, I know, Paula. Yeah, the postal cards. And Fran just got a package that she's been waiting months for from Wales, and because of the strike.
No, it wasn't quite months, but
Well,
yeah, a couple of weeks. That is nice. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of definition there, but I think that I was just worried about the paint. But yeah, interesting.
I think if
That's
you go
really got
smaller, with
nice
if you go
details.
smaller, Fran, if you go smaller, you're gonna lose. You're gonna
It
have to
won't be very much smaller. It won't be much smaller.
yeah, you're gonna have to alter the cutout.
I'll try to increase the definition in the face because I'm going to have to go very slightly smaller, just smaller enough to be able to cut around it. That's fine. That's fine. I like that.
Yeah. I love the all three of them. They're all three different colors, right?
Yep.
They're like, oh, Yolande says they're very cave painting like. Love it.
They are a little bit, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said you could come up with a whole collection of characters, I'm sure, and then put a story to it. We just all have to leave you alone for a while so you could think about it. So you could
Yeah.
you'd be thinking.
Thinking right down. I can be thinking and writing down, yes. You mean I get a holiday? No, I don't get a holiday. I just get to write. Oh, haven't tried this one for a while. This is, you tell me what you think this is.
Well, it could be copper,
Wrong.
bronze.
Nope.
Well, it's a tube, so I know it's not the golden. It's
You'll never guess what it is. You will. There's just, I think it's been named a really weird name.
well, then why would I bother?
Well, I'm trying it, but I can see what it looks like when it's on.
It's got a copper gold hue to it.
There's a little bit, but it's not quite there.
I wouldn't call it a red something.
I think it was a failed batch and they called it something just to try and get rid of it.
Dark gold, copper, we're all wrong.
Yep. Around.
She does have a bigger plate, Julie. It's over there drying.
I just wanted to use my new plate.
Yeah, we're just playing 2 new plates she got. She finally got the acrylic plate to put behind them, so she's finally breaking them in. Breaking in new plates, breaking in new stencils.
Thought it was a good idea, 2 news at once.
We got some guesses. Let me tell you. Mariah says Pabeo, which looks like it.
It's Dalarani.
Oh, Dalarani. Butterscotch, apricot, or champagne. Pabeo burnt sienna metallic. All wrong.
Ooh, that was close. Burnt sienna metallic was really close.
Except it's Dalarani.
It is Dalarani, yes.
What she said earlier.
Dalarani. However you like.
Rose gold.
No. There's nothing sensible like that. It's a bit more pragmatic than that.
Are you going to tell us?
Yeah, in a sec. When I pull it, when we see what it's like. See what it's like first, then I'll tell you what it was. Okay. Patience, babies. Patience. Oh, it's a bit of a smush.
Well, it certainly Iridescent terracotta.
You're getting close with that, but not as close as metallic burnt sienna was. I quite like it. It's not horrific.
But you
It
know what?
certainly seems to suit them.
If you look at the stencil or the mask at the top, it doesn't look like what you made it. It looks like a beaked bird, a wonky.
That's because of the way I cut it. But there's her face there. There's her basket.
Yeah, it looks like a wonky beaked bird. It doesn't. Yeah.
Wonky beaked bird.
Anne Lavard says metallic raw sienna.
Yeah, that's. I said that was close. It's actually metallic brown, which is quite sort of, yeah, basic.
Yeah, Devin, Yolande, you were the closest. So
they were obviously trying for copper, and it didn't turn out quite right. So they tried to sell it as metallic brown. Oh, yeah, well, there we go. Right, I'm going to add a bit more of this one because I like this one. I'm going to have to get some more. I'm getting really low on this one.
Let's see.
And a bit of, where'd it go?
There's your prizes.
Behind me. Pabeo. A bit of silver to go with it. It's trying to wipe its nose now. There we go.
The best brown you have in all your paints, though.
Well, I do have quinacridone nickel gold, which I class as in the brown area, and red iron oxide, which is also in the brown area, which I think are much nicer than anything else. Oh,
look what you did! Too wet.
The ring keeps trying to wrap around there, you know.
But the paints that have the actual label of brown on them, out of those, that one is the nicest one, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Iridescent mud.
Iridescent mud. Yeah,
Paula,
I've got a piece.
Yeah. Paula says, I quite like it. What is the cost?
I don't know. I got it on Amazon, I think. Or it might have been from one of the UK stores. So I should suggest you just have a look for it and see what you find. Let's hope I'm cutting this piece right. Because I'm just guessing.
Yes, that name was developed by the Keep It Simple Committee. The KISC.
Let's get that further on. I think I'm going to use some fluid acrylics next.
You think?
I think so.
Although I like the color here.
Woo!
It needs some red iron oxide in there. It definitely needs some red iron oxide in there. Oh,
I think so, yeah.
I like that.
It's difficult to hold because it keeps wanting to stick to the plate.
Yeah.
Got some on the back. I'm going to drape it over those big thingamies to hope that it might dry better that way. Yeah. So quinacridone nickel gold. and we're going to go around the other side.
So everybody remember what that paint was, because there's going to be a quiz on it in a few weeks.
Is there? Oh dear, I won't remember.
Uh-oh. Okay, Yolande. Thank you.
transparent yellow. No.
Okay, Trish, that's okay. That's okay, sweetheart. You go relax, rest and relax, and you go be you. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for popping by.
Yep,
We couldn't ask for more.
I'm sending you love.
I haven't really got much more of the transparent red iron oxide in the fluid, which is odd. I thought I did. I think this is empty. Let's have some of this then. A bit of this.
There you go.
There we go. Just a little bit. That's not bad. I quite like that mix. I think that's the last one for that, and then we'll set up the other plate ready for next time.
So is Monday a I like the colors. Is Monday a bank holiday for you?
I don't know. I don't think so. Otherwise, he'd be working. I think. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. It's only the 29th. It's not a particular day, I don't think. I don't think so.
No reason. I was just curious. It's in the US it's a bank holiday, Lynn. I know it is in the US. I just wondered. Oh, I like that.
It's rather nice. It's got some quite rich colours in it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Doesn't it make you think of Earth?
it's autumn forest grunge.
I think of layers of earth, layers of rock, minerals. Mind you, that's what my mind is on at the moment. So, yes, I like that. That's rather nice. So I'll take the thingies off there at the moment. Take them off. That piece. God, look at the back of that.
Oh, look at that. That's nice. That's what Beth was talking about. That the colors that were on the stencils or the masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're quite
And
colorful.
that one's quite nice too.
Oh, yeah.
Quite slipping about on me. It's rather
Very
good.
Yes, Beth. And again, when you say elementals, then you're really
Wow.
Ooh.
I think I might pull it with magenta, with a magenta and something. Magenta and
earthy elementals. Magenta, you think?
Yeah, I think with the quinacridone magenta and something else to go with it.
Because that's got so much pink in it.
Yeah. True. What about the alizarin? That is quite true. The alizarin might be a better choice.
No.
I like the alizarin.
Kaput. What about that one?
Yeah.
Would that be too dark? We don't want to go too dark.
That's quinacridone crimson. That might be better. But what about the alizarin? Where's the alizarin? Alizarin, where are you? Here we are. Alizarin crimson hue. I'd like to try that one.
Okay, we'll fix your camera.
And a little bit of the magenta, perhaps. Yes, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, Lynn, when I worked, holidays didn't affect us because hospitals are 24/7. So I, quite often, because it was just the two of us, I would work holidays. So those with families and kids and whatever could have the day off to spend with the family. So holidays don't affect us, MTs, or Sundays or weekends or whatever. 24/7.
I think.
That's quite dark. That's darker than I thought it would be.
Yeah, so I think. That's a bit too light. I want the yellow. What have we got there?
Oh, I love that
Indian.
movie, Paula.
A little bit of Indian yellow hue with it.
I think the woman who played the Fifth Element was Mia. Oh, I can never pronounce her name, I believe. I think she did
Yeah,
an
that's the woman.
Yeah, that's better. I like those better. Yeah. Wow. Wow. The mix you have on there.
I'm being very light with it because I suddenly realised I'm trying to put this paint onto paint that isn't completely dry. Idiot that I am, but I like it, so I'm going to get out a sheet of Fuji.
Yes. Yes, Paula.
Just got to tear it out. I'm never very good at tearing it out.
Well, actually, I was talking about the chick that plays the Fifth Element, because the Blue Diva opera singer is not the Fifth Element. Mia, what's her name is? She's an excellent actress.
I like her very much. Yes, I can't remember her name either, though.
Wastakowski or something like that. And I apologize to her if I'm
Mia something of it.
Yeah, that's it.
Ovovich or something like that. Well off. Oh well.
Mila Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich.
Yep, thank you.
With the J. That's it. I knew it was something a bitch.
It's a good futuristic movie.
It's lovely. I love it. I keep watching it over and over again.
Flying cars and space invaders, and
that is going to be marvelous.
Wow. I mean, you have so many colors on there. It's like an Australia outback storm system. How's that for description?
It is rather, yeah.
It's like there's a storm brewing in the Australian outback because it's hot there and it's dry and it's blazy. That's beautiful.
Would be if I could get this muck off. Coming. I need a new fresh piece of towel. And then I'll go and get that other sheet, that other large plate, I mean.
The one that's drying?
Yeah. The other one will take a bit longer, I think. The other one of these.
Bada bing, bada boom. That's what Mariah said.
Yep. That's the one. That's her.
Yep. Right, Julie? But when she pulls it, it's actually, there's magenta in there, so it's going to look different than when it's pulled. I think it's going to be The colors are going to be just slightly different that we're not quite getting the full effect yet. Because when she moves the plate, I can start to see that magenta. I still like
Yeah, it's sort of bits there with some of the silver as well. Still. Lovely, lovely. Right, well, we'll pop that away and I'll get the big plate back. Hang on. Taking headphones off.
Okay.
Oh, it's nice with that. This one. Is that one ready too? Yeah. Yeah, maybe if I'm gentle. Really gentle.
Really gentle.
Got to push things back.
It's like a new planet. Oh, look at that. Look at the colors on there, just right there, and the way they splotched up. I like that.
I'm back. I'm going to take these out of the way. I can't push it back any further.
It makes me think of, I like to read old books from Gutenberg, really old books like 1800s and that, and they'll do a pencil sketch at the beginning of each chapter, a little pencil sketch somewhere in there that refers to something in the storyline. And this looks like pencil sketch markings.
Ah. Well, there we go. So what am I going to pull this with? Let's have a look at the other side.
You've got a lot of space.
A lot of space, yes. I've got this terrible urge to do the same thing again, but I don't think I will. I think a darker blue and some gold. Because that's a sort of light lilac-y colour, isn't it? So maybe...
I like the idea of aquamarine, and I don't know what a second color would be. I'm seeing aquamarine in there, but that might be too much like it. Okay, so let's go the cerulean. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, and what else?
Because this is the ultramarine blue, not aquamarine, but ultramarine. But that's transparent, and that is not. That's very opaque.
Okay, how about this?
So I don't think.
And the metallic brown.
No.
I'm lost.
I think the transparent one is better. Let's see what else we got hiding in here. What's that? No. Oh, that might be good. I could maybe make some green with these two together.
Ooh, that might be. Well, look at what's on the plate. You have a sort of a green on there.
Yeah, but this will be a different green, won't it?
All right, your call. And it is dry, so there's that.
Yeah.
It's always the way, isn't it, Julie? I'll give you 7 minutes, and then I'm going to call you off.
Who, me?
Yep, that's an hour and a half.
Oh, I was having fun there. I've got to try a bit of the what's-its.
Well, if you're on a roll, I'll let you go.
Just a little bit on the inks.
Yep, we've got you covered on time, so no big deal.
Yeah, it's just ticked over to the new lot, so.
I know.
But yeah, I don't want to do too long because I get a bit
yes.
unhappy.
Yes. Oh, Lynn, go away, Lynn. Take your pink and this is
take your pink and go.
And go.
This is quite murky.
This.
There we go. That's what happens. So I've got to make some murky decisions sometimes.
Yes, you do.
It's more like good green now.
This is like stagnant pond water.
Yeah, yeah, goose poop or stagnant pond, it's all one.
Goose poop.
But I still want to use decent paper. So I'm going to put this decent paper
Are you
on.
going to use the paper, not the tissue, right?
Paper.
Paper. All right.
Card. Or,
Watercolor,
If I-
whatever.
pad. Didn't want to come out, did it?
Yeah, but even her ickies are good, Julie. Even her ickies, somehow, when she applies them, like cover a box or something, it's like, oh, that's where that icky pull went. Swampy. Yes, swampy.
Swampy, swampy. Little bit of swampy. Sometimes we have happy accidents. Sometimes we have not so happy disasters. It's interesting, though. Look at that. It's going to be interesting. It won't be fabulous, I don't think, but it is definitely interesting.
Your lamp is putting the glare right in a, yeah, move that thing. Get that, yeah. And now you've got the other light. There you go. Oh, look at that, everyone. Amazing.
Got some interest is what it's got. Some interest.
So there wasn't any color behind those stencils, but boy, they left beautiful definition.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got the lovely definition from it.
Yeah,
I think that's rather nice.
nice outline. You're gonna let that set?
Oh yes, oh absolutely. I'm not going to pull that one. I've got one more to put the colour on,
All right.
and then we're done with that. And I can do a little bit of the ink.
Honey Island Swamp Monster. Swamp Monster.
Huh?
Oh, now what do we have here? What do we want to do to this? You have absolutely nothing down prior, so you're free to do whatever to fill in with whatever you want. No mud.
I think red iron oxide and alizarin crimson. I think.
Okay.
I think so. That's what I think, and I'm going to try it.
I know
Alizarin crimson with red iron oxide.
Debbie, it's amazing. She has them with these. It's amazing that there's no copper. But what are you gonna do?
Well, we did that funny brown, so that's good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
We did funny brown.
Well, and that's the thing, Beth. She's had these gel plates waiting to be used for a few weeks now, but she was waiting for the acrylic
sheets, yeah,
behind them so that she could move them better.
More control, yeah.
Or turn them over and see the other side without touching.
Precisely. Yes, that's the big point, isn't it?
Welcome back.
Well, I can't see any that's there. Let me have another look over here.
We'll fix the camera in a second. Hold
Yeah,
the phone.
I want to find what I'm looking for.
Hold the phone.
It's just not here. Where the heck has it gone? Have I dropped one somewhere? I know I've got
No,
one. I wouldn't have left
don't bite your tongue there, Lynn. No, she is not over it. She's just not there at the moment. I do think copper would look good on that, don't you?
I can't find it. There is one, I know, but I cannot find the new transparent red iron oxide. I can't find it in the high flow. So I'm going to use the one in the fluid acrylics, and I'm going to use some possibly quinacridone violet with it.
Okay, fix the camera.
I don't really want to use a high flow with this, but I can't find the high flow one of these. No, wait a minute, there it is. I found it. So I'll use that. the transparent red iron oxide and the alizarin crimson, which is what I was going to do. Otherwise, I would have had to use the fluid acrylic. The fluid acrylic is a little bit solider. You look at the colour's different as well because this is quinacridone violet, but it's less transparent than the alizarin crimson hue. So this is the better, I think. I think this is the better idea. But before I put it on, I'm going to take the paper out of my what's the word? Pad. And I'm going to try this paper.
Have it ready. So you guys, you think, I do the same thing. I think that she's just pulling paints randomly and this, that, and whatnot over here and over here. But she actually, in her mind, knows these paints so well that she could pick up a bottle and go, I'm pretty sure this one is high flow and this one is fluid and or heavy body and I don't want to mix them. Or she knows transparent or opaque and she doesn't want to mix them. So while it seems random, she's so experienced and so knowledgeable, it really isn't as random as we think, or as I think.
It's just that I don't stop and think about it so much anymore. I used to, but
I know
I can pick things up. But yeah, even so, I can just go, well, I haven't tried that for a while. I'll try that. Oh, I haven't tried that for a while. And I'll try that with it. And then you put it on the plate and it goes, not so sure about this.
But it's like anything else, riding a bike or anything else, the more you do it, the more you learn and the more better you get at it.
I started this quite some years ago, but I didn't have a great deal of success with it because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't stop to learn. I just played with it.
Wow.
And then I stopped and did something else. And then I came back and had another go. And I kept going. I didn't stop that time. I just kept on going. So I've been doing it for some time.
I appreciate it.
That's quite nice. I like that. Look at the lovely glow on that.
She is.
Lovely.
I would, if I could hand out awards, I would just definitely say, Anne, that Fran is a master chef. The artistic version of a master chef. Not the master chef, a master chef.
Yeah, we'll have a sprinkle of that and a pinch of that and a soup sort of this. Yeah.
You do gel plate ratatouille very well.
Gel plate ratatouille. That's a very good expression for it.
When Ian says when you are raving over Ian's ratatouille, you go, I can make it too. I just make mine on the gel plate.
Yeah. Yep, it's definitely not the same size.
Yep. Anne is correct. Fran is the artistic version of a master chef, knows what each ingredient will do. And if she does it, she's willing to find out.
Whereas I reckon that Mariah and Patricia especially have had a whole lot more experience than me. And they've been researching it as well, finding out what goes with what. They don't just play about and instinctively know what will work. They do, but they also know why. Yeah. And they can explain the whys, which I do so admire.
Tracy has a question for you.
Yeah.
Her golden high flows craze quickly on her gel plates. Any tips to prevent this?
No, because I keep trying to make it happen. You will find that the high flows craze more than the fluid acrylics. And you will find that as you use your plate and it gets less conditioned, it will craze less. But it will also, you'll also find that bits of the previous pulls will stick on and will pull, not allow the color to be pulled off that you were hoping for. You'll end up with a bit of the previous color there somewhere.
So as your plate gets used and dried out, the crazing is less, but it also, the adherence is also less.
Yeah. Well, no, the adherence is patchier. You find that it's places that didn't quite pull are bits that have probably been the oil is not so well conditioned. That's an indication that bit needs more conditioning, right?
Yeah.
So, but I spend a lot of my time trying to get the crazing I love it. I really, really love it.
Yeah.
It's something that you can do deliberately unless you've just conditioned your plate and you're using high flows. If
I,
you conditioned your plate, use a heavy body, you probably won't get anything at all. No crazing whatsoever. So if you want things like, you could use things like these acrylics, these Pabeo Studio acrylic, high viscosity is related to heavy body, right? So you use a heavy body paint or a high viscosity paint, then you'll get less crazing. So if you use that or you use something like the Dalerownie, that is also a heavier paint. And the Amsterdam is also a heavier paint. And the Dalerownie is one of the cheaper ones. The graduate acrylic is less cheap than the student grade one. But the Amsterdam is quite a good option instead of the golden because it's not as expensive.
okay, so you hold that Amsterdam up. Bring that back. It says standard series. They have a level, don't they? Just like,
They have standard series and they have expert.
yeah.
And the expert is a little bit more dense, I think, as well. But it's also got more. I think it's got more range of colours because they go a little bit this way and a little bit that way. Whereas the Amsterdam standard goes from this to the next colour. There's no sort of grade between. I think. I mean, I don't have a lot of the expert because it's quite expensive. The Amsterdam standard series is cheaper.
Yeah, it's more affordable for me too.
Yeah. I mean, I went mad with the golden, and I reckon going mad with one brand is quite enough. But I do like the golden. The golden is really a wonderful paint. It really is. It's got so much things you can do with it. I mean, you can blend it with each other. You can blend it with other colors, other brands. If you've got your heavy body golden, that's not heavy body. Heavy body's in tubes. If you've got a heavy body golden and you can blend it with something like a standard series Amsterdam or with the Dalerownie or with the studio acrylics. So it is quite versatile as well.
So Tracy says she has a ton of paints from different brands. No Lucas and no Amsterdam, but she has a ton of
Uh-huh.
Golden and Liquitex. What about yeah, get some Lucas Krill, I would say, get some Amsterdam and Pabeo. There's three right there that are less expensive
Yeah.
than Golden, but
But
they
don't forget that you can also use the deco arts and things like that on the gel plate. There's nothing to stop you,
oh, I
and you
use
can get
those.
quite decent.
I just find they don't mix well with my Amsterdam, which is what I have, or my Goldens. I have a few small bottles of Golden. They are more water based, so water based that not the deco art,
Yes,
but
they're not highly pigmented. They're not as highly pigmented as the golden or the Amsterdam are. And I think the studio acrylics are quite well pigmented as well. I find.
oh yeah,
But these are your basic paints, but you can still use them. I mean, I used this one with.
yeah.
Can't remember what color I used it with, but it's down here somewhere.
I started out with only the folk art or the deco art, whatever the craft paints. I call them craft
Yeah,
paints because
yeah.
they're not artist. They're not artistic. They're craft paints. The pigments are um not as valid as if you even Amsterdam has a better pigment, but they're also quite watery, and that drives me nuts. So you have to be careful. Oh,
What
Windsor.
did I do with the plates? I had those other plates a moment ago. Where they go? Where they go? There we are. They're down here.
I forgot about Windsor and Newton. Fran has quite a bit of that too.
Yeah, well, they're one of the ones I started out with in the oils,
Yep.
Winsor and Newton. So I sort of naturally thought, oh, Winsor and Newton, when I was thinking of any other paint. They do a very nice gold. I will find the tube and show you next time. But I know it's in the other room at the moment, so I won't do it now.
Exactly, and they all have their uses. Um, I was thinking about I've got to get my plate out because Evie does this mix with metallic gold and teal, and she says she gets like a burnished um say it. Words are hard. Come on, Evie, post it for me.
Effect, burnished effect.
Burnished bronze. Is it bronze? Do I want to say bronze? Burnished bronze. It comes out anyway. I've got some and I want to try it. The metallic gold and the teal mix. Bronze. Thank you. I was right. Burnished bronze. It look, yeah.
Whoop! Drop something on the floor.
Yeah, that's what Evie said she's done, and I even made a note of it because I want to try to do it. I just haven't had my paints out in a little while. When I'm working with the threads, I try not to get the paints on them. And right now I'm working with the threads.
Yeah. That one.
The fiber.
There's two.
I'm gonna end this cluster cloth looping thing for P, and I'm gonna start on a if I can do it, a seahorse for Mariah. If I can do it. So here now, this is why we're going a little bit longer today than an hour and a half, ladies, is because Fran's pulling out the homemade inks or dyes, whatever you want to call them, which are quite watery, and we're doing them on she is doing them on the smaller plate, just in case. Because why not?
Yep, let's have a little experiment.
Yep.
Why not? I just want to.
Because we were talking about when you lay them out, because they're so wet, they do blend together and turn to mud, and or they smush and you lose definition, any kind of, you get just a big brown splotch. So let's see what we get here.
Right, I've got two colours on there. I don't think I want any more colours on there. There's not much left of the plate. So I'm just going to test.
Oh, you
put this on sideways.
Oh, look at you. Oh. And a tissue paper kiss. As much as there is, you could use a paper towel kiss.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And then we'll have a go with a piece of tissue, which I've got lots of the right sort of size because they were too big for too small for the other one. And I'll use because it's so wet, I will use the non-smooth side.
I have a feeling it's going to be a fail.
I think so. I think so.
Hi, Eddie. Yep, we're almost done, Eddie. You're off camera a bit, just so you know. Yeah.
Yep, I don't get much there. But if you take this one, put it on, I'm going to leave it on and we'll see what happens. Oh. That didn't happen. Nothing much happened with that one. But we will leave it on and see what happens. So we didn't get much with that. It's so thin. I need to find out how to make the paints. They will be thicker and they might work much better. Well, they would work much better. But these are just so, I mean, this is my first try with these. And all I did was I drained the water off the cabbage,
Yeah.
And put pea flour tea into a tea brewer thingy.
Yeah.
The glass type, and just brewed up some tea. I used quite a bit of the flowers, so I got quite a nice, colourful looking liquid, but it is still terribly thin, as you can see, because there's nothing much there but the water. You can't even see where the...
Well, when it dries, you never know when it dries. We were surprised when that other thing dried and there was actually a stain.
Yeah, and until you try, you don't know. Yeah. The other thing I can do with the other one, which I know I picked up and put, it's here, just behind this little triangle. I'm just going to put some colours on there.
You're off camera.
Well, I'm going to put a colour on there. So this one can go over there, and I'm just going to cut this off. So we can see if we get any colour on this. Right. I'm going to cut this down, so I don't need a huge piece.
And then push your triangle up towards your paints more so you could have it more on camera. There you go. That's good. Thank you.
So I'm going to try the turmeric this time. I used paprika before, and I'm going to try the turmeric now because it's quite a strong dye, this one. Okay, although, you know, I mixed it up with lots there, so probably nothing will happen.
Well, we'll see.
The other thing I want to try when I go back to make a few more colours of these, because I've got some pastes. Well, not paste. I've got some powders that will make pastes.
Yes.
So I can probably make a thicker kind of ink with those. I'll have to have a play with them. And therefore, I might be able to make a thicker ink. I'm going to put this down and it just floods, you see? Because it is thin and watery. But I've got something there, look, with the tissue going into that sort of pattern.
Well, here's what I was thinking. Had you crumbled the tissue first?
Always worth a try. I can take that off and try again.
You crumbled up the tissue and then laid it out. You'd already have the wrinkles, and because it absorbs different that way. It's a little, yeah. One of my favorite things is to crumble tissue paper on a gel plate.
I'm crumpling it twice.
And bring your triangle back in screen.
Oh, is it not in screen? Sorry. That one didn't work with me lifting it off. I lost all the stuff I would have had there, but just to try it out.
Let the wrinkles, you never know.
Let the wrinkles make the strain.
Yep.
So we'll leave that on the plate and see what happens.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'll pull that when it's dry. And the same with this. I might get some of the colour of the stencil from the paints that we were using before. So we'll see what happens. Okay? So that is that for today. We are done.
We are done.
All done.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for the thumbs up. We appreciate you. We will see you Sunday, PM Artist Studio. I hope.
Yes, turmeric does work lovely on fabric, especially on your very best white T-shirt. When you're painting the Indian print. Oh, stained it. Okay, folks, we are going now. It's been a long evening. So, thanks everybody.
Be safe this week. Driving and about. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.